Alright guys, welcome back to another 70th Annual Adventure video. Galand is now in a game, and I gotta say, he actually looks pretty cool, man. This design of Galand, especially because I haven't really noticed it. That's one thing like we complained a little bit about. It's like the koi shot designs from Grand Cross. This, to be fair, is probably the only cool one. It's just on Grand Cross, we never used him. Like, it was always the blue one that was the better one. And even then, he kind of stank. So, like, I just didn't ever care about Galand in Grand Cross. Where now, honestly, this design looks pretty cool. I'm actually happy he's in the game. Also, if you haven't seen his animations, we do showcase a little bit towards the end, but pretty simple ones, nothing too crazy. He's not got anything crazy going on. It's just like some like normal slash skills. But it's cool to use Galand in the game, man. I can't lie. Yeah. Is a little bit of a fan favorite, but we're going to run through him in Tower Trials and also, more importantly, in the Knighthood boss, because that is where this character is meant to be used. But one thing to notice a little bit is his ultimate, as you can see, is a 4-hit combo, so he does apply the brand of perjury, which does stack up to 4 times, which is literally what you want. But yeah, if you didn't see what this Galand does in the yesterday's actual patch notes and breakdown, essentially, nothing as normal skill. Skill 2 skill is, to be fair, nothing crazy, right? What he does, he prioritizes the highest attacker on the field and then applies a buff block and also removes buffs as well, which can be somewhat useful a little bit if you are playing just normal contents while progressing through normal stages, because I do know there was a few times where you want to buff remove, but do remember, if you are buff removing, the Escanor, you know, the one daddy Escanor, does do more damage for every buff they have on. So be a bit careful when you're using both these characters together. Oh, so I've changed my settings now, so it should look more HD. It's like, this looks kind of weird now. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. But literally the main thing about this character, he's like just an all-round Knighthood boss character. So for that reason, for me at least, we put full accuracy on the character. Might be lacking a little bit towards DPS, but all you really care about is him landing those abilities to actually get those actual, you know, breaks in your Knighthood boss to get the additional damage bonus, right? Which makes sense why they nerfed Escanor, right? Because they were literally planning to release a character 2 weeks later to make you go essentially further in terms of Knighthood bosses. Also, I would say attack-wise, looking pretty decent for a debuffer, right? 7-star 800k, who was a good comparison quickly. I mean, I know Glock's a tank, but Glock's does pretty decent damage. He's 500k, he's a star higher, obviously. Monspeed's 2 stars higher, once again a support character, but considering meant to be a, you know, a debuffer, not really a DPS. I want to test something quickly, but this is what I'm stuck on right now, because the actual Matrona does some pretty good damage, but the buff she does get could be like slightly annoying, because you do get immune petrification, which is what we're trying to do towards my drawn Diane. So there might be a little bit of use out of him if we take out Elizabeth and put in the Galand, because that might actually be clear in this one case situation where it's sort of relevant, because he and we don't really need the buff, right? Infection bleed, don't really care too much about the brand of perjury, but more so towards his skill, his second one, which is every 5 seconds you get debuff block, so he can't buff up. It's 2 seconds, it does buff from me as well, but that might be enough to where she can't actually apply those buffs, which let's see if it's useful, man. He might just get absolutely nuked, though. I don't even know what the color of the boss is. But let's see. So we'll see if we actually apply it. We're getting absolutely nuked. But I mean, she's not applying the petrification. There's only one buff there. We might need an actual, still like a healer on the team, though. I mean, we might be almost clearing it because of him. Oh, he just got it there. So, I mean, there's a slight chance it works. I think we just did better normally. If I take out maybe... Honestly, Medi's dying too quick anyway, so we just put a healer in and see if that makes a difference. To be fair, for the looks of it, okay, so she got it there, so it's a bit RNG, because I think as soon as she gets that, it's kind of GG. But he does buff remove there, right? So she lost all of her 40 stacks of buffs, you saw that. But it's getting close. If you get some good crits, I can probably actually put on some actual attack ones there. But funny enough, replacing Berserk Melee with him is almost making me clear it. So there is sort of use. Oh, hang on, I actually cleared it. Hey, he's actually made me clear through it. That's crazy. Because, yeah, getting that debuff immunity or like buff blocks so where she can't get the immune to petrification, which is what this team's all about. What's the damage be looking like, though? I don't think he did some damage. Okay. Hey, that helped out quite a lot. And, yeah, the damage wasn't too bad. That probably actually made a bit of a difference. So, yeah, I guess I wasn't really trying to showcase him a little bit into a story content, but that does help out a little bit if you do need to bring someone that needs to, if like you keep buffing up and you need to actually buff remove and always to give them debuff block. Sick. All right, so when it comes to Nerd bosses, right now you can only use it in Einik and Osokumu. I've been testing a little bit. So kind of right now, the meta they have going on right now, if you go towards the rankings, it is this team right here. So I think there's a certain strategy towards it. So what you're doing essentially is using Vivian to get the actual, like, because you have to apply bind, right? This is the actual team setup we have going on here. So you have to apply bind, but the way Vivian works is she applies bind on the ultimate, but also she crits. So you also bring characters like, obviously, Monspeed and all of the ones that can load the critical defense and critical resistance, basically. So where you can spam those damages, but you don't want to bring crazy DPSs. I mean, you still are, obviously, but you're not bringing like 4 or 5 DPSs to where you actually deal too much damage to where the Vivian starts missing. But we have Galand thrown here instead. Normally you bring, what people have been normally bringing is Slayer. I'm not too sure why. Maybe just to lower the defense so that you can actually like start hitting your skills or do more damage. But yeah, I've had my best run a little bit with him. Once again, the character just came out, so we have to wait and see how the meta to the meta boss is and what people actually start doing in order to actually like see if he's going to fit in towards the main team. But you like to think so. But at least with this one in particular towards the actual applying bind, it is probably only like right now good. If, okay, we got double break there. Literally 1 HP, by the way. So we are getting our best run here. So Galand did help me out personally, but I know if you like a crazy whale count, you will probably do better without him because you lean more towards Vivian. But hey, he got me a higher score, so it works a little bit. Until the damage though, nothing too crazy. I mean, yeah, nothing too crazy. Up to there, it's not type advantage though. Yeah, I'm not too sure what this meta is, guys. If you let me know in the comments below if you've gotten to the reason why people are using these two characters together. Unless bleed scales like crazy. Low on defense is decent, but the crit challenge, I guess that stops him from critting until you don't get absolutely wiped, maybe. But I'm not too sure what's here. I mean, this obviously decreases the critical resistance. That's kind of why. And in defense, yeah, I think just lower defense and critical resistance and stack up crazy to where you can do some big damage in that, like, one go. But yeah, that seems to be the meta. So, like, I'm not really too sure to swap out here, to be fair. I guess we'll just do Hendrickson because he's a little, like, my lowest deep that character. And we'll put in Galand instead. Not actually too sure what the ultimate order wants to be here. But we have got Elizabeth towards the end. But I think, obviously, Draw does give us some. So hopefully we can kind of clear up fast here. Going towards all of them. Nice. Some decent damage. But now it's going to be hard to kind of get them to break again, though. So I don't know if it's going to work. Draw's not getting any, unfortunately. Galand, I think missed as well, because obviously his accuracy is too low right now. We could have probably positioned that a little bit better. Maybe if we put the debuffs up front. But I guess maybe Galand's replaced the Hendrickson in this team. Yeah, I mean, it's RNG if Deanne gets the Petrifies or not, right? Because it's like 20% on a more skill. Alright, so boom, get big hit Escanor. Okay, nice. That was a huge hit, actually. And, I mean, does the boss buff up? Not too much. Yeah, I don't think he does buff up. So Galand's not really doing too much until they're like blocking stuff. So we just need right now Deanne to hit natural petrify. Nice, huge. Galand, is he doing any damage? A little bit. I think we just missed our reflect there with Elizabeth, unfortunately. Yeah, so we lost some big points. Mediota is not getting the ult beforehand. But like, the most important thing, I think, is the time. The AoE with the Elizabeth ultimate. Which we haven't broken just yet. Not great, because now you can do some big damage. Come on, Galand. Okay, nice. Galand got the break there. Can we recycle towards the Elizabeth ultimate in time? I don't think we do. He recovers too much in time. Oh, get it off, get it off. Okay, huge. And he does the AoE. He's not done an AoE yet. Yeah, I don't think we reflect any damage there. But I think that's the trick, though, right? If we just do an actual run and skip. Kind of got a bad run there. Because we know we can get towards 900k. It just depends if we get that second or third break, and it also the Elizabeth gets to reflect off. I don't think she got any damage there. All right, so in Tower Trials, I'm trying to do like a little bit of update, guys. So I'm trying to clear through as much as possible, but unfortunately right now, especially in hard mode, on the red team, we actually get stuck at this one right here because it's just very, very challenging, obviously. I don't know if Galand can make a difference. One replacing now is actually, instead of Gelda, I'm now putting Galand, and we got maybe a bit more of a DPS character. Will the debuffs actually matter? Because Infection, Bleed, Bind, it doesn't really matter too much. You also get obviously probably Petrified, but it's only for 1 second. But maybe it's enough with the actual Merlin, especially if it's some, because Merlin's AoE does freeze him too. So maybe it does something. Maybe we need that little bit extra damage, right? So Galan's ultimate. About 3 build there. Nowhere near as much as Merlin, Derriere. But like I said, maybe just that freeze for that few seconds helps out. Yeah, but say Merlin's so broken for this, man. It's actually crazy. I mean, I think I know we die here a lot quite quick, which we are dying. So I think maybe that petrify does help out a little bit. Because there is that one few seconds of them just being stunned. So we did clear through. Okay, I don't know if it's because I leveled up my account in the last like few days since I've last done it. But when I brought Gelda last time, we wasn't able to do it. So I think Galand might have made a difference there. Because I think or Galand does do more damage than what Gelda would. And sometimes, as you can see, it does get pretty close towards actually defeating it. And then, yeah, that few seconds of silence, you can see the petrify as well. Well, not silence, because that's what go for those. But the petrify could be really good. But right now, I think I maybe replace taking out Derriere. She's not done much, has she? Yeah, she died instantly. Yeah, I don't think Galand's can help too much out here. Not that we're expecting to, but I want to see if we can do any little things in towards Tower of Trials. I mean, to be fair, maybe help me clear the actual last save, which I guess that goes a long way, right? Because the jump up every time you go towards like 10 levels is absolutely crazy. But yeah, guys, I think that might wrap up today's video. There may be a use from a little bit in towards base defense. I don't think so, though. So yeah, my final review of the Galand, he's okay. I mean, we have to wait and see how the meta turns out in terms of people optimizing him when it comes towards Tower Trials. You're seeing right now Vivian, at least in terms of the bind debuff you want to apply, which he does do. She's like the go-to for that one because she can spam it a little bit. So we have to wait and see if, like I said today, the meta turns towards him for terms of getting a high score. You'd like to hope so because he is meant to be made for obviously night bosses. But hey, you know what? At least we got some use out of him in a bit in terms of story mode. I do know right now it's very rare where like I actually need to go towards a specific character. But I do know if you are a new player, there were times in story mode where we had to bring some characters that could remove buffs, right? Because you do run into those characters like Droll or Diane, or just some characters that are buff up because you have healing. And sometimes, at least in the past, when I was very new in terms of my account, debuff removing or buff removing and also applying a buff block can make a difference. I mean, you saw it made a difference today. Is that worth summoning him over? Probably not. But the fact that he was actually more usable in my nightmare stages than my actual Berserk Belly for that one specific team where you do find a Matrona. Hey, that did help out quite a bit. But yeah, I do think this character, guys, Skip, like, you're better off spending the 200k on not only finishing the Escanor banner, which to be fair is now gone, actually, never mind that. But yeah, summoning on the actual Grand Summer one. Not this one. Do not summon this one. This one's shockingly bad. It is the old characters. There is a bit of like a incentive to summon because you do get the special summon tickets for, which do include Escanor and the other characters. Can we summon right now? What do we get? Do we get anything here? What do we get? Someone but not even really good. Yeah, I'm not spending 20k. That is not worth. Honestly, I'm just gonna probably go back and spend like 400k damage in this banner. It's just that good. Save the 200k damage, save whatever damage you want to spend on Galand. Put in this banner, you're going to get infinitely better value. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. We're now going to jump over to my summons, where we actually get pretty lucky. So I guess the new banner change when it comes towards these pities are actually pretty good. Alright, so we're going to be summoning. Don't know if we're going to put this at the end if we get lucky. But this time, I guess the banner has now changed to where it now actually is 200,000 diamonds rather than the usual 160. So we are doing a bit more gems, which means we might get a bit more luckier. Saying that, we just got 2 legendaries that was not Galand, so kind of an L there. But I will say, its banner looks okay. Back to back, that's very nice. Banner looks kind of sick. Like I don't mind Galand in this design because like it is just a new updated Galand in a sense. Obviously we have some hatred a little bit towards like the coin shop commandments, which I hope they stop doing now, because I think they can't do Malascula, they can't do Derriere. I guess they can, but they're probably not because we've already got characters for those in the other side of the 10 commandments. So it's just Zeldrin and Esterosa. But I feel like for those 2 characters like Derriere, they should get new artwork because Infinity Melon is sick, because they are like the important characters, where also like Grey Road actually does Fraugen. We have to get another Fraugen, so we'll probably get him in like 2 weeks, if being honest. They're just going all through the commandments, right? But that would be I think Fraugen would be cool a little bit though. So yeah, they've now updated the banner, so we now have to spend 200k, which I can't. Hey, double Galand's gonna go actually. His armor, you know, his armor looks alright there, man. I do like this one. I'm gonna say because it's just normal. Oh, freeze crazy, yo. Yeah, okay, that caught me off guard a little bit. But yeah, Galand, because, look, 2 again? Okay. Yeah, we're actually getting very lucky here. But yeah, it's just Galand in red and black armor. Like, his design, it's just normal Galand, just like color swap, which is completely fine. Like, it's just, I think a little bit disappointing that we got him right after part 2. Like, I think a lot of people said it, right? Like, they could have just done, like, Ludicio or Arcane, just anyone decent, and it would have been kind of hype. It's just a little bit disappointing. We're going to try more other content, which you might have already seen. But for right now, it looks like just to be, like, a Knighthood boss character, which is... Yeah, not the greatest, right, for what you want from a part 2. You want someone crazy hype, built up, you know, someone to actually like, change the game a little bit in comparison towards Escanor. Like, I feel like getting the Archangels. Like, if we get the Archangels, Ludicio, Asario, Tamiel, assuming in like 2 weeks, then like, okay, what are we doing? We could have done that 2 weeks ago and got Galand then. How deep are we now? Okay, so we've literally done the pity. So this is where we normally start. But now you can go towards 200k and get an extra 5 copies. So we're definitely going to do that. And the little diamonds we have left over, we are going to go back and towards that Grand Summer banner, man. Might as well, bro. It's the best banners ever been made. Probably the best banner we're going to get until at least New Year's, bro. So let's we're going to jump back into that. Got to be a bit careful we don't spend too much we need to. We're getting decent Gallands, though. I think in terms of actual summons this time around, we're actually pretty lucky. So what will we get towards like 6-star? Because the way he said the dev notes was oh, hang on, find that one. Okay, so yeah, the way he said the dev notes was when you summon, most of the time when you stop at the 160,000, they you say you get like a character typically around 6 to 7-star. That's a lie, by the way. Normally, you get them towards 5-star, guaranteed. If you're lucky, you get the 6-star. 7-star is almost unheard of. All right, so that's 4-star. So, yeah, 5-stars normally go to. But we do get towards 6-star. And we get towards 7-star. Okay, nice. That's really good, man. That balance sheet is sick. I know we got lucky there. We actually got quite a few. So, he's probably, like, probably has just gotten towards, yeah, just gotten there. But 7-star and 1 banner for 200k is sick, bro. All right, let's see what it looks like. He actually looks pretty sick in game, I can't lie. It actually looks cool. We can't see his animation, unfortunately. Let's quickly check his ultimate. So the Brand of Perjury does max out at 4, actually. So yeah, the actual ultimate is 4 hits, which means he does get the max capacity to work there, so it's kind of cool. All right, well, yeah, I'm definitely going to throw that in the end. That was just a really good summons there. Guys, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully, guys, good to test them out now. And it's a bit of a weird order, but you have to summons probably towards the end, right? You don't want to see the showcase first. But yeah, hopefully he's good, man. Hopefully he's good. Guys, thank you for watching, and yeah.